What's going on? What's going on?
Matt, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Just off screen, just going, oh baby,
My dog is right
oh
here.
baby.
My puppy. And she's trying to give me love.
So we are finally back after an extended break.
Are we going to talk about our vacation at all or no?
Can we water basketball? You getting frustrated with?
Dude, it's so stupid. I don't understand how that jumping forward with the ball is not considered. Because, like, we had a rule where you only take 4 steps, like kind of like Ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how jumping forward does not indicate a step.
So it's because he didn't he didn't have the ball in his hand at the end.
I still think the action of going forward is a step.
Not in basketball.
That to me, that's where it just doesn't make sense.
Ugh.
But in basketball too, it's only 2, so I
Yeah.
kind of understand that because like that's less steps. But I think in our case, when it's 4, which is plenty, like
It's like the act of shooting, kind of like.
well, that and then fucking like all the different fouls that he was doing,
So
and then
yes, Tom was.
and then he was just like, "What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking? What are you complaining about?"
There was somewhere I was sitting there like, yeah, Tom, that's a foul.
Yeah,
And then like when me and Tom were just doing the 1-on-1, like I was letting him push, but that's also because I was able to bully him.
yeah.
And I was just like, all right, dude. And then I got tired of it towards the end when it was starting to get towards game point. And I just started sweeping his arms down,
Yeah.
going for the dunk.
Well, that's because like it was always getting called on like me. It was like, oh, that's a foul. I was like, what the, like, how can he do it and it's no problem?
So
And then when I'm calling for it, it's like, oh, why are you being such a bad sport? It's like, bro, like, what are you talking
for
about?
me, it's like if I saw it, I'd call it.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to do, and he was
Yeah.
like, no. And then like you and Josh, like, of course, my teammate Josh is like, I'm just fucking here,
Here-
man.
Josh doesn't understand basketball.
I'm neither, but
But yet also Josh should know a little bit more than because he did play a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, we started off with water basketball, me and you fucking him up.
But I mean, that wasn't
Yeah.
so that like we went to Arizona, like
Yeah.
we didn't just have a week off of just playing water basketball, and it was a lot of fun. We
Yeah.
saw a lot of our friends that we've seen in a long time, all there together. I gave myself a really bad dead leg at the Grand Canyon. And then went to Tombstone and did a ton of drinking. Not as much as you did, but
I definitely did a lot more
why
drinking.
don't you just tell them some of your drinking escapades?
So like the first night, me and baseball Tom, we finished a bottle of whiskey together. That was the first night we got in there. So after a 20-hour drive to Arizona from Nebraska, got extremely hammered, and then we went to the aquarium. And I didn't drink much there.
Mention the aquarium.
Well, there was the water water margarita when we were at the taco place. Yeah. I was still extremely hungover and I wanted a watermelon margarita. And I just
it's like she knew what you were saying, but
Yeah.
I was like, water margarita? What the fuck is that? I didn't see it on the menu,
Yeah.
so I wasn't trying to make fun of you at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
I was just like, what even is that? I've
Yeah.
never heard of that before. And she was like, it's water. Fucking for sure.
And I'm like, I caught myself too, like right after that when you said like water margarita, I'm like watermelon.
Yeah, but she knew.
Yeah, she knew. She knew what I meant.
Definitely like because we went to like a Mexican restaurant. It's definitely like a white person.
Yeah, white Tex-Mex kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then on St. Patty's Day, I was drinking pretty much as soon as we woke up. We went out to go get alcohol, Guinness, JMO, Proper 12, Bailey's, the usual Irish.
Yeah, the usual suspects.
So yeah, and I pretty much polished off a bottle of JMO. I did share some shots, but it was mostly me.
I remember I was either cooking or cleaning.
Yeah.
And I would just look up by the pool, and you're just like sunbathing with like the bottle like in your hands. And I was sitting there like, I don't know how the fuck this guy's like just going on, but
yeah. And then after that though, I kind of just mellowed out and just drank beers the whole night. I didn't have any shots or anything at the bars. But
you and Trey both said at the bars like, yeah, any drink you guys want, just like you said you're gonna buy, and you guys never bought me a drink.
So I did buy you a drink, but someone fucking snagged it before I could walk over to you.
What drink?
It was I got you a beer when we are at the one club bar thing um with the bowl where you almost got in that red or
The
yeah.
first time?
Yeah. Yeah, I went up to the
Like
bar.
some random person snagged it?
Yeah, literally some random person snagged it up.
And you didn't say
I
like
didn't I said, "Yo," and he was like, "This is my beer." And like I was also inebriated, so I'm just sitting there like, "Oh." And then I kind of sat there for a little bit, and they just never brought me another beer. I'm like, and then we're like, "Okay, we're going to another bar." I'm like, "Okay, then." It's just
you
like
never said anything about
I
that.
should have. I should have said something, but then it just kind of like squirrel brain kind of activated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you could even told like the lady like, "Hey, I didn't get my second beer,"
Yeah.
but
And I paid for two. So it
mm,
was literally someone snagged my beer. Yeah. Or your beer.
yeah.
And I was like, and then we're like, all right, cool, we're going to the next bar. I'm like, okay.
That so like
But oh, and then you went home about
it was like 12-ish.
yeah, midnight, 11:30 ish.
Mm,
Um I stayed out with intern Aaron and a couple of our other buddies.
mm.
And I I'm not gonna say what I was
Bro,
going at.
you did not secure. I don't
I'm just not gonna
believe
bring it up. Because it didn't happen.
it didn't happen.
But yeah, so then we got told we're going to Waffle House, and I was still in the bar. I was going for last.
I do wish I saw this in person,
Yeah.
opposed to getting the secondhand report. Say, so we were in Arizona, and
Let's just not bring that part up on the podcast.
you driving
Oh, the scooter.
scooter?
Oh, yeah. So the scooter. I was saying the other thing,
What
the
other
securing
thing?
thing.
Security thing.
Never mind. But yeah, so they went to Waffle House, and I said, "Yeah, I'll find my way there."
Are you talking about like the
Yeah,
pushing?
I'll text it to you. Yeah, they were. I was staying at the bar for a little bit longer. They went off to Waffle House, and
Oh,
yeah,
who cares? It
yeah,
didn't happen.
it didn't happen.
And like, what's the worst that someone's like, oh, cool,
Yeah.
like,
Um, but I stayed at the bar a little bit longer, and then I started walking to fucking Waffle House because it was like a mile and a half away. I'm like, I could do that easy. I
mm,
could be there in 20 minutes. And then I was just like, I got tired of walking, and there's a scooter right in front of me, and I'm like, okay. And then I just re-downloaded the Lime app because I had it from the last time I was in Arizona.
mm.
Scan the fucking thing.
Yeah, because apparently it was just hilarious. Like they were just in Waffle House, and you
Yeah,
see them like
grinning, fucking weaving through and everything.
driving past the homeless
Yeah,
population. That's what I was going for. Is
yeah.
the homeless people that you're passing by.
Um. Oh, dude, if you were with me, we probably would have gotten arrested for all
I'm
the
good.
tomfoolery.
I'm good, bro.
We would
I'm
have. We would have.
100% good.
We would have done some dumb shit on the scooters. Um. Yeah, I pretty much damn near drove into Waffle House. Like parked. I like stopped like right at
Right
the
at the
front.
table, like, all right.
Feed me up.
What you order when you're at Waffle House?
I got the hash brown bowl with bacon,
Mm.
and it was
I've never been to Waffle House,
really
dude.
all your time in the South, and you never went to
Never
Waffle
went.
House.
Just drove by there like all the time.
It
Never
is
went.
probably my favorite drunk slash hangover meal
Mm,
is Waffle House. 'Cause it just takes away everything, all the pain that you're feeling. Yeah,
mm.
it's wonderful. Um, and then they got an Uber back to the place, and I'm
No,
like,
they did not get an Uber. They had a taxi
oh yeah, they
service
had the
with nobody in the
no
fucking.
driver, no
That is
driver.
ridiculous to
Yeah,
me, or not ridiculous, but I can
you
just
know what?
imagine the tomfoolery that is going to happen. Like, cause like, what's
Yeah,
been stopping some degenerates from going in there and just like taking a shit or
yeah.
piss or fucking
Well, yeah.
having sex in the back seat
You know,
or
maybe that's what
something.
it was that made me not want to get in.
You're
Because Josh
just like,
was like,
nope.
no, we're getting the fucking, like, the AI fucking taxi. I'm like, all right, cool, never mind. It's like, I'll rather.
Jules, come here, babe.
So I took the scooter back. I didn't check to see its power level, though.
I've heard, yeah.
And it died on me halfway there. And it was like 2, 3 miles to the place from Waffle House. And it died on me halfway there. And then I was just like, fuck this, I'm going to get an Uber. So I got an Uber and I got the last 2 mile, mile and a half back to the place. Then after that, like I didn't really drink heavy after that. I mean, I had beers here and there, but I wasn't like heavy drinking. Those were the two
Mm.
heavy days. Was the first day and
Yeah, so for the people who don't know, so we got two 24 rack of Guinness, and
two 12
you
packs.
was it two 12
Yeah, they only
packs?
come in 12 packs.
I'm trying to remember. I
And
thought
I
it
was
was
sitting there.
12. But you
Yeah,
definitely drank one by
I
yourself.
drank one by myself.
I believe I had two Guinnesses, and then that was about it.
Yeah,
Granted, I was drinking it at like 7 in the morning while cooking your guys' breakfast. So,
I was right there with you, dog.
you cook breakfast that
I
day.
didn't drink, but I was, or I didn't cook, but I was
You're
drinking.
drinking because you're the one that like I
Yeah,
wasn't even thinking about drinking. You just handed me.
a beer.
By the way, it was warm because it was just out, and you were just pour it into a glass. Or I don't think you gave me. I was like, "Can you pour it into a glass?" And you're like, "I guess."
Yeah, and then we found those beer steins that held almost perfectly two Guinnesses.
I didn't even get one of
Yeah.
those. I just had the one glass.
Um, but yeah, we drank a fuck ton. We partied hardy, and then we explored Arizona. Saw the Grand
Honestly,
Canyon.
not a bad area.
It was a great time.
Like the one person that lives there was, I don't want to say like,
Talking shit.
I can see some of the situations
Mhm.
where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I understand. Like the drivers do not value life
Oh no,
in the slightest.
not at all.
There is a homeless problem. Saw a couple fent leans, and was it you and Aaron that saw the old lady
Aaron
drop?
saw it. I didn't see it. It
You
was
didn't go in there.
Aaron, our
Intern Aaron.
yeah, intern Aaron and our DJ buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's their story, but we're gonna tell it. They were at like a gas station because the amount of alcohol and nicotine that was like required for that trip was like every night, like, hey, can someone stop and give me
Yeah.
Zins? Can someone stop and give me cigarettes? Whatever the case was. And what happened? Oh, like I guess this lady had like either like a towel or a blanket wrapped around her waist, and it dropped to the ground. And Aaron like was nice enough, bent over, grabbed it, gave it to her,
Mhm.
and then apparently like she checks out, and like he checks out and walks like out the
Mhm.
door behind her,
Yeah.
and like she is in front of the store. She like opens the towel blanket thing, like spreads her legs and is just pissing on the ground. And Aaron was like, "Okay, that's fucking disgusting. This is clearly not her first time doing
Yeah.
this. So I
He's clearly
definitely,
done this before.
yeah." And she does not have any fear. And he's like, "I just touched whatever, like
Disease.
whatever
Yeah.
rag this
He's
is
probably got
covered in."
chlamydia now.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
He should definitely get tested.
Oh, shit, we forgot to do. Welcome back to the MattCast. I am Matty Light, joined by
We don't have to do the intro this late in.
Fuck it, dude. We're gonna do it anyways.
Before we get super into it,
Okay.
we don't usually do the somber stuff, but thoughts and prayers to the people of Baltimore.
Hmm.
That shit sucks. Especially that seems like a major bridge,
Yes.
and there's people on it. So
Yeah.
don't know what's going on with that.
It's still a developing story, but
Yeah. So
Um,
it doesn't seem like it was intentional,
Mhm.
clearly. But I guess whatever you can do to a boat that
Yeah.
malfunctions so that the people can fucking, because I'm assuming the families definitely are affected.
Yeah.
So
And the city too itself was affected by it.
yeah. Yeah. So
Speaking of somber, not really somber.
we won't make
Otani,
jokes about it,
yeah,
but I can only imagine it's gonna be a matter of time before
jokes are being made.
jokes are
Yeah.
being made. So we'll get it.
Otani gambling.
Yeah. There's a video that Tom put. Actually, um, go to, where is Tom on here? Oh, Tom is right under Aaron. Tom sent me a really good video on it. If you wanna,
So I don't want to pull it up for this just because it has his full name for his own privacy. Yeah,
okay.
I'll
Well, in
show
the
it.
video, basically, the guy's just like, "Hey, man, this is supposed to be his best friend. They hung
Mhm.
out all the time.
Yeah.
Like Otani is already like pretty good at hiding stuff. They didn't know he had a wife
Mhm.
until like it was like a famous basketball
Yeah.
player in either Korea, Japan, or
Mhm.
something. And they're like, come on, you're hanging out with this guy every day, and he somehow sneaks away what four
Yeah.
point X amount of
Mhm.
million
Yeah.
dollars,
Into gambling.
and it never comes up.
Yeah.
Like, but so my take on it is, so do they ever say what he gambles on? Is it like,
No, nobody know. Like even when I was getting my hair cut, like it was a topic of conversation,
so
and
like that's what I was gonna say. Like, whenever it comes to gambling in sports, like who the fuck cares if it's gambling like outside of
of
your
yeah.
sport? And even if you gamble like in Major League Baseball, like who the fuck cares
Mhm.
if it's like,
Yeah.
as long as you're not betting on your team,
Mhm.
and like, because I mean, I feel like a huge part of it is because of the Black Sox
Yeah.
situation back in like 1920s
Mhm.
with Shoeless Joe Jackson and all those
Yeah.
gangsters and whatnot. But like, if he's just gambling on like boxing or basketball,
Mhm.
who the fuck
Yeah.
cares?
Like
Like,
let him gamble
yeah,
away.
let him
Yeah.
gamble. Like, yeah, it's just throwing away money,
Yeah.
or even if it's just playing like blackjack stuff. But if he's actually betting
Mhm.
on like
Because I've heard like it was
the
just Vegas, like
and if he's
yeah,
betting
in
on
the
the Angels to
casinos.
lose,
Yeah.
like, okay, that's a big problem
Mhm.
because they definitely had a power stack team. Why are they
Yeah.
losing? So that would be the only reason I could see why. But I mean, I understand in those organizations they do have a huge no. I wonder what that looks like to the people that you're just like chucking
Just
away.
slowly.
But that's my thing. Is just like, okay, what is that? That's my question. Is what's he
Mhm.
gambling on? If it's
Yeah.
MLB related,
That's a problem.
that's a problem. But if it's not, then like, why does it
Mhm.
matter what the
Yeah.
fuck he's like? If he's just playing millions of dollars in
Mhm.
Keno, like who the
Yeah.
fuck cares?
Yeah, fucking a million 14.
Yeah. Hey, give me a bunch of fucking pickle cards, bro. I'm gonna pop this shit open.
He's out there with a fucking portfolio of fucking little cards and he's
The
filling
little
it up.
scratchers. Like,
But yeah, that was kind of the big thing that kind of popped up.
do you think Shohei is involved in the
I
gambling?
want to have so like fucking what's his face Hurd or whatever, the dude who has a lot of hot takes.
Yeah.
He was
Cowherd, or
yeah Cal Hurd or whatever.
is he the bald guy with the glasses?
No, he's the gray haired dude.
Then that's Cowherd. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Herd is I think, the bald guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that like he wants to chalk it up to him being young and naive and someone just taking advantage of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
And like
possibility.
it happens all the time, happens with banks, happens with yeah, a bunch of young people they get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think it's
Which,
a friend
yeah.
and like they're obviously not a real friend, they just see the opportunity.
But like, if you're such a young guy, you gotta think there's so many like, so that's what like this video is he
Mhm.
cannot be that dumb
Yeah.
where like you have, like, if you're making that much money, you
Yeah.
have to have a financial
Mhm.
advisor, especially to make the deal that you just made.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be that dumb with your money
Mhm.
to that just like, for whatever amount of
Yeah.
millions is just gone, and you're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I
So
forgot to
like
cancel my subscription to Hulu Plus,
yeah.
man. Like, oopsie
Oopsie daisy.
daisy.
But yeah, like I want to chalk it up to just, you know, being naive about it like
I would love to. And here's the
but
thing,
you have to be suspicious though.
yeah, and to me, like, he's, innocent until proven guilty,
Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
But it's definitely just like, okay, what was
Yeah.
more? And he addressed the public yesterday,
Mhm.
and he said he had no idea in his lies, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
And like if that's true, then yeah, like I mean,
Which I'm pretty sure I saw a video too that his interpreter did have a false resume
mhm.
about. I think he said that he was like either at the Reds or the Red Sox, and they're like, no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't know how he went this far.
Mhm.
And it's like, dude, if your resume says you're this, did you not call that
Yeah.
team and you say like, hey, did this fella interpret for you
Mhm.
guys? Was he good? Or like, don't
Yeah.
usually interpreters talk to like the media? So like,
Mhm.
he kind of just popped up out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, but who knows?
No,
Maybe
like
the guy is taking advantage of Shohei, which, I mean, you know.
the next one is the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight.
So I was going to talk about all that stuff with the combat sports section, but
Mhm.
so I did look it up. It's January 20th.
Okay.
somewhat of a bigger deal because the first like sporting event live on
Hmm.
Netflix.
Yeah.
I can't think that any other competition has done it yet, and I know
Hmm.
Netflix is like late to the game when it
Yeah.
comes to like any live sports,
Hmm.
like not even just
What's the one
combat
that's
sports.
coming to Max, to HBO?
Oh, that's Bellator.
Bellator?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bellator and PFL, which is huge
Hmm.
for or is it just I think maybe just Bellator, but I
Yeah.
think Bellator owns PFL. Anyway, yeah, so like one of those yeah, so
Yeah.
like um
So now Netflix is gonna be getting like the content creator boxing.
I don't think so.
It's
I
just this
think
fight.
it might be like a one-off. They'll see
Mhm.
how successful it is.
I think a lot of people are gonna tune out for it because they're fucking.
I think you'll see more pirates than because like
Well,
here's the
it's
thing,
Netflix. How many people do you know that don't have
but
Netflix?
it's not like that. It's still gonna be a pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's just gonna be get on Netflix and it's free on
Yeah,
Netflix because what Netflix subscription is $25 a month depending
something like that.
on
Yeah.
and so yeah no you have to have a Netflix membership and then you have to probably pay for that pay-per-view which is going to be $70 to $90 if I had to wager a guess.
Fuck,
So
dude.
yeah it's just like how
Yeah.
it is with ESPN Plus and UFC or what was that other does Paramount do boxing now? I think so. Um, but yeah, I doubt it's just get Netflix and you're going to be able to see this
Yeah.
fight for free. If it is, then they're not making that much money off
Yeah.
of it. Which like here's the thing, man. Like okay, I see both sides of the argument. Mike Tyson is still training. He's a bad
Hmm.
man, and his trainer is like one of the best trainers in the world.
Hmm.
There's a 31-year age
Yeah.
difference though, and I can't remember the rules, but I believe some of the rules that were speculated were like Mike Tyson is tested like before, during, and after the event.
Hmm.
I believe Jake Paul isn't tested at all, and I believe did I see somewhere that Mike Tyson has to weigh in at a certain weight, and I'm assuming Jake Paul does too,
Yeah.
but it's way harder to weigh in at like when you're older
Hmm.
if it's like unless you're competing at
Yeah.
your natural but like it's like you're put at a disadvantage because
Hmm.
say I mean Jake Paul probably could I mean I think the worst that people would go is like 10, 12, 15 pounds,
Hmm.
but if you rehydrate all in the morning
Yeah.
and I mean there's so many different ways that you can like cut weight like I don't know how their boxing does it but like
Hmm.
in the UFC there's a big thing because like people would just like hold their blood
Hmm.
and then they would be lighter
Yeah.
put their blood back into them
Hmm.
and then they're back at
Yeah.
15 pounds of where they were so it definitely. I'd have to read more into it. It's July 20th, so there's plenty of time, and I
Hmm.
know this fight has been rumored for a while.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not gonna watch. Like, I'm not gonna pay for it. I'll
Yeah.
definitely see the highlights.
Hmm.
But it's not gonna be my world where
Yeah.
I'm going out of my way to pay for it.
Yeah.
Now,
I.
if someone's like, "Hey, I'm buying the fight," I'll go. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll go. But
What do you predict the fight's gonna go? Because like, if it goes deep, I'm calling it Jake Paul.
I don't know. I'd have to look at like the rounds, like
Hmm.
if they're doing like 12 rounds, 10 rounds. I gotta see if it's like an actual exhibition fight
Hmm.
because exhibition fights they tend not to take super serious,
Yeah.
or is it like a real
Well, Mike
like
Tyson
fight?
has came out and said that he's going for blood.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's Mike Tyson. He's
Hmm.
fucking. He's still like
Yeah.
legit. I can't remember. Oh, he was on Joe Rogan and fucking Mike Tyson said something that like Joe was laughing and Mike
Yeah.
Tyson's like I'm was so
Yeah.
fucking funny about
Yeah.
it and he goes I'm sorry
My bad.
and I
It's
think
like,
that's I'd have to go back but I'm pretty sure he said like Mike Tyson's the reason that Joe has like a longer table to
mhm.
separate them
Yeah.
because he was just like yeah I'm just too nervous
It's like this dude will reach across the table and kill me.
baby
Oh,
little puppy welcome to the Jewel Cast
with her co-host Matt.
Matt and Matt
Yeah.
oh you're messing with the mic
Oh,
oh, baby
she's a cutie. Yeah, I'm so like if it goes anywhere past like round 6 or 7,
I gotta read into it.
yeah,
Mike Tyson looks good. He looks really
and
healthy.
like
I gotta see what the weight that they're gonna be
yeah,
doing it for.
Like the clips that are coming out of Mike Tyson's training, I'm sitting there like, dude, if I was Jake Paul,
I
I'd be
wouldn't
pissing my
I
pants.
wouldn't want to get in there with
No,
Mike. Um, but we'll
I'd
see.
I'd be I'd be fucking pissing myself, dude. I'd be like,
You
fuck
want to
them.
fight Mike Tyson? Fuck
No,
no.
no.
Well, then it's well, honestly, not I'm saying it's like how much am I getting paid? X amount of million. Yeah, I'll get in there and get my ass whooped for $1 million.
Like, yeah, I'll get eternal brain damage for the rest of my life. The only rule is that Mike Tyson can't punch me in the face.
Can you look up on here?
Yeah,
If
probably could. We got the internet.
yeah, let's do that. While you're looking that up, I'm gonna very briefly talk about so the NCAA men's Division One hockey brackets are out right now. I'm only mentioning it because Omaha is in. They are, I think they're like the Cinderella story. They have been
Ooh,
hot. Me and Matt went to a game 2 Fridays ago. Had a great time. There's a very funny video of the beginning of the night for me. Double
yeah.
because Matt was like, "Oh, that's what you did to give you like 2 beers that were
Yeah.
um $8." But okay, so what's the rules? Or are you just gonna read it first and then talk?
I'm gonna look for them first, see if they're even popping up.
I thought it says
All these fucking pop-ups, dude.
can you do it off of like an actual sports one opposed to whatever? Sorry, the mirror, but some UK fucking bullshit with a million different pop-up ads. Um,
Sports Bible? No. Does this look? I don't know. That's
that's
Reddit.
Reddit. Yeah. Can you go back up to like the news?
Yeah, there's USA Today.
No, it's just
Rules, predictions, schedule.
yeah. That's good. When was that posted? Oh, that's a couple of days ago. So
Pop-ups.
anyway, while Matt's reading, I'm gonna just go over the hockey brackets real quick. Let's see. I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna start. So the tomorrow, the 28th, um, at 1, University of Denver is gonna go versus Massachusetts. Um, Maine is gonna go versus Cornell at 4:30. At 4, Boston U is gonna go versus RIT. I'm not familiar with them. UNO is gonna play Minnesota again. Last time they played, like a couple days ago, they kept it competitive. It was 2-1 until the third period, and I don't remember what happened. I was watching it, and then Matt wanted to watch Iowa State and March Madness, and
Hmm.
I looked back and it was 4-1. So hopefully they can make it a little more competitive. And that's the last game at 7:30 tomorrow, the 28th. On Friday, the 29th, starting at 1, Boston College will go versus Michigan Tech. Boston College is the number 1 seed. Um, After that, Wisconsin will go versus Gwen Peck. Michigan State is going to go versus Western Mich, and North Dakota is going versus Michigan. I've heard a lot of hype around Michigan,
Hmm.
and we saw North Dakota, and they are a bunch of bums, and I hope Michigan beats them. So go blue.
All right. So the only rules that have kind of came out is that there's going to be no headgear,
Okay.
and that there's been rumors that they're going to be using 18-ounce gloves. Um, yeah, that's the only thing that's kind of came out so far.
Those are big gloves.
Yeah,
Those are big, big gloves.
they do kind of talk about Jake Paul is 6'1", Mike Tyson is 5'10". Also, the reach is not that far off. 76-inch reach for Jake Paul, 71-inch reach for Mike Tyson.
Oh, Jules. I'll be right back. She's
Okay. Well, I was gonna when you're done with that, I was gonna, yeah. So I think we're gonna go into UFC next, just kind of keep it fighting or combat sports, and then go into football because there's been a lot that happened with football, and then we'll finish off with March Madness since it's still kind of going active at this time. And I'll give my predictions for the Sweet 16 before it fucking pops up.
I will also give predictions. They'll be
Okay,
wrong, but I just don't
dude.
know.
So like before, just talking about March Madness,
Mhm.
literally after the first round, there was only 5 people that have perfect brackets,
Yeah,
and
mine was
after,
wrong
yeah.
right away.
So like usually statistically, there's at least one person that is wrong on everything. This is like the first year that no one has had wrong on everything.
Hey, way
Yeah.
to
So
go.
like, but like it's also like one of those like counter things where like you can get everything right or you can get everything wrong and you still make money out of it
Oh,
just for being,
really?
yeah, like the only one that has everything wrong.
That's funny.
Yeah. So then we'll just hop in the UFC then
Yeah,
since,
if you don't mind hopping. I mean, we'll talk about last week's Hebos versus Namajunas. First time, I believe. Oh, God, I think it was the first fight of the night. It's hard to if you don't know the news, man. I'm gonna break it to you. First time ever there was a fight of the night reward given um, from Dana White because the guy here, I want to get his name right there. Hebos versus. So go down.
was it in the prelims or the
Yeah,
very,
actually. Oh no. Okay, so well, but yeah, I mean, so okay, it's the second fight of the night. I forgot Muhammad Usman lost. Brother of um, Kamaru Usman
mhm,
and former tough winner. But the second fight, Andre Lima won a DQ. I won't even say the other guy's name because he is officially banned for life from the UFC
yeah,
because he bit the arm of his opponent so bad that like you could see a
yeah,
visible mark. It was
yeah,
so bad. Um, which kind of sucks because the other guy, I think they're both like undefeated.
mhm.
Yeah,
Well, he was
they
undefeated.
were
Yeah,
both undefeated, like highly sought out talent from
mhm,
Brazil.
yeah,
Um, and I mean, dude, why would you go and do that? That's so stupid. But so he got $25,000 bite of the night, and then he got a tattoo commemorating, like got the teeth marks,
yeah.
and then he put like a Dana White saw that and gave him another $25 million. So
$25
$50,000
million dollars?
50 million or $50,000. Sorry,
Yeah.
25,000 and then another
You said
25,000.
million. I'm like,
I'm
hold
sorry,
up.
sorry. No,
Whoa.
no. So $50,000 just from
Yeah.
one bite.
All I have to
Um,
do is get bit in the UFC and I get 50 million
First time it
dollars. Yeah.
happens, I don't know if it'll happen again. Um, but that's like the big news from the prelims. The rest of the prelims, I mean, uh, decision, submission, decision. So,
Yeah.
nothing to really write home about. Um, Fernando Patella submitted. This is
Padilla.
where, huh?
Padilla.
Submitted Louise. God damn, I need to get my glasses back on. I can't read that. But this is the start of the main card. Billy Q, Quintero, he lost to Yusuf Zala. Peyton Talbot knocked out Cameron Simon, I believe that's how you pronounce the last name. AJ Dobinson lost to Edmund Shabazine. Um, Carl Williams beat Justin Taffa, and Rose got back in the win column after losing two in a row. Unanimous decision to Amanda Hebos. Well,
Yeah.
it's one of those fights
Hmm.
that like if you're casual like me, I can like we
Yeah.
watched a little bit of it, and
I was watching March Madness.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how it was like, hey man, you care if I turn this on? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. We
Yeah.
were at the Airbnb when this happened too. Oh wait, no, we would have been
Yeah. We were at the Airbnb.
no, this happened just last Saturday.
last Saturday, then it was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. You had that one girl over watching, and
Yeah.
and I was able to because you're watching. Did Creighton play?
Yeah, Creighton was playing.
And then Iowa State's girls played right
Yeah.
after that.
No,
And
no, Iowa
then
State's girl played Sunday night. Or no. You went to the gym, so Monday night. Or was it Sunday? Yeah, you guys went to the gym Sunday night. So yeah, we watched it. Iowa State girls Sunday night when they lost.
okay, well anyway,
Yeah.
after the Creighton game, I thought there was another game that was turned on. But anyway, I turned on and I literally just got to watch Rose
Hmm.
Namajunas,
Yeah.
and but it was a really late card because of all the decisions.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll look forward to this next week. It's another fight night. This one, yep,
This one.
Blanchfield versus nope, down one more, up, that one. Blanchfield versus Fiat. Um, so Chris Weidman, the video that you saw the guy's leg
Hmm.
snapping, Chris Weidman's coming back and he's fighting. He is, can you click on that? I think he's like 40, 39.
39.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. Sorry, Chris. Um, yeah,
He's coming after you. Just to break his leg.
because he's watching this. Yeah. He's back in action. Um,
He's like, I'll show you fucking 40.
I hope he doesn't retire in
Dude, when you have
a
your leg
fight.
snapped, dude.
It apparently, well, it takes away like years from your life trying
Yeah.
to repair. I mean, yeah, and it was such a bad snap.
Yeah.
Um, but best luck to him. Do you mind going
Mhm.
down? I gotta see if there's any prelims. Okay, so Andre Petrosky, he was kind of going hot. I think he's lost one or two recently. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a former tough guy. Oh, Nate Langweir's fighting again. That's cool. That's a good fight. Is this one of those fight nights that it's somewhere special? Can you scroll up again? Sorry. Or is it at the Apex? Okay, so they're fighting in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Which I think Blanchfield is from New Jersey, so that makes sense.
Mhm.
Blanchfield is one of those up and comer. Joe, it's Aaron Blanchfield. Um, he calls her the Can Crusher because they
Mhm.
keep giving her kind of like old names.
Yeah.
Uh, Fiat though, like she's pretty good. I think she just beat Rose Namajunas. So this is probably getting close for them to set up like a title eliminator
Mhm.
between these guys. Vicente Luque is fighting Joaquin Buckley. Going to be a good striking match. I'm gonna give predictions while I'm doing this. I'm
Okay.
gonna give the decision to Blanchfield. I would be really surprised if either one of these guys don't get a finish. I'm unfortunately for because I like Vicente Luque. I think he's still really
Mhm.
good, but I'm gonna give it to Joaquin Buckley. He's so fucking strong and dynamic. Have you ever seen that one? He's the I believe or maybe not it's not him. I'm pretty sure it's Joaquin Buckley where like the fighter grabs the guy's kick and he like jumps up, turns around and kicks him in the face and knocks him out that way.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that's Joaquin Buckley who does that.
Okay. That's
Um,
pretty fucking sick.
Chris Weidman versus Bruno Silva. They're both kind of like older. I
Yeah.
can see Bruno Silva probably getting a decision win over Chris Weidman just because he's hard to put away.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dude, how do you have 40 plus fights and not have a picture up?
So he's probably new to the UFC, and
Okay.
because in other like so especially like Thai fighters,
Mhm.
they fight so many
TIE
times in the
fighters?
years. Yeah. um. Anywho. Um. Man, I don't want to fucking mispronounce his name. Nur Sultan
Ruzabev or something like?
Ruzabov. Probably just gonna wrestle the ever living shit or try to wrestle the ever living shit out of Sir Quayus
Dumas.
Dumas. Kyle Nelson versus Bill Algo. It's gonna be a good fight. I actually don't have any predictions for the three of these guys, because especially what's his name, McKee. I'm not familiar with him, but this would be a good fun fight. It's a free one. I don't think it's gonna be like 4 on 1. If you're free Saturday night, I would definitely turn this one on. Especially as we get closer and closer to UFC 300.
Yeah.
It's hard to like have so many good fight nights when
Hmm.
299 was super stacked. 300 is still pretty stacked, but like
Yeah.
some people aren't super thrilled about the main event
Hmm.
in like the advertising that's been happening for
Yeah.
300. But it's hard to have like super
Hmm.
stacked fight night cards
Yeah.
when like all the talent's been put to the
Hmm.
pay-per-views. So
If Iowa State wins tomorrow, I'm probably not going to be watching Fight Night. I'm probably going to be watching basketball.
Saturday.
Yeah. Um,
Well, I close. I'll
yeah.
be getting home at 9, so I'll probably be getting on when.
The main card's happening.
Can you scroll up on and see what time? Because it's on the East Coast. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that it's going to start super early. Oh,
Main
main card
card
started at 9. Okay, so I'll be able to
9
watch.
Eastern. So like, yeah,
Oh, that'd be 8.
8. Yeah.
So I'll probably miss the first couple fights
Yeah.
depending on if they're decisions or not.
Hmm. So then
Cool. That should be
that brings
it.
us in.
Oh, sorry. There's one last thing. I don't do about it. Just very quick. They announced the next season of UFC, The Ultimate Fighter, which is tough, which
Mhm.
I've mentioned a few different times. It's gonna be Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso as the
Oh,
coaches. I'm assuming it's because they just opened up the Mexican PI. I'm assuming it's gonna be a
in
kind of because
Mexico.
they've done like like UFC or tough Latin America. I wonder if
Hmm.
they're gonna do a more like Mexican featured one
Yeah.
because it's ramping up to like they're really kind of going in on the whole Mexican fighter stuff with
Hmm.
they have like you ever see the Las Vegas Spear is
Yes.
yeah, they reserved it for the Mexican Independence Day.
Hmm.
And a lot of like Mexican fighters want to get on that
Yeah.
one. But anyway, so I'm assuming they're gonna because Valentina Shevchenko speaks fluent Spanish.
Hmm.
And Alexa Grasso is from Mexico, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what I'm gonna assume.
Hmm.
I could be wrong. They could be holding it in Las
Yeah.
Vegas, but I don't know. I think if you want to kind of go in
Hmm.
more on that market, yeah,
Yeah.
make a Spanish episode. Anyway,
So now we're gonna go into the NFL,
yeah.
and there's two things. There's one that I sent in the memes that we didn't show
Hmm.
that I wanted to talk to you about a rule change for kickoffs. But
Yeah, there.
yeah,
I have both of those rule changes on
yeah.
my list.
But the hip drop.
Yeah,
We talked about the gym, coming back from the gym yesterday,
yeah.
and like there's gonna be no one's gonna be able to tackle anymore. They literally took away hitting low, hitting up high. Now you can't even hip drop, and like
So I was thinking about this the other day, and I can't remember, but like, can you think of any offensive thing that they've gotten rid of
no,
in recent years
no,
to
and
like
like
even the tush push that a lot
yeah,
of like that they're not banning
yeah,
it. They're like, yeah, it's fine.
yeah, and like
So if you're gonna take away
fucking
something massive from the defense, you should
yeah.
also kind of take away something massive from the
And
offense.
JJ Watt came out and said like, so when are we gonna stop offensive linemen from taking out my knees?
Yeah,
It's just like, so I can't fucking hit low on someone, but
they can hit low on
they can
me.
sweep my legs. Or it's
Like,
like, what the fuck?
why is it fair?
Yeah, it's like
So
you were literally taking away the defensive side of football, which is we were talking about our favorite part of football
is
is the defense.
and the way I look at it is like a couple of years ago when they started juicing baseball so you can get more
Hmm.
runs.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm assuming because at the end of the day it's a business. So if
Hmm.
they think that more customers are driving in to see higher scoring
Yeah.
games, of course you fucking limit the defense so
Hmm.
offenses have more time to
Yeah.
score and shit like
Yeah.
that. Do I think it's right? Fuck no. I
Hmm.
definitely think the hip drop tackle,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like huge in like rugby and shit like
Hmm.
that. And those guys do it
No
without
pads.
pads
Yeah.
and I don't see a lot
Yeah.
of like injuries from that
No.
sport and shit like that. So
Yeah.
That's where I'm kind of it's like I and Chisel Adonis put out a video. He goes, you'll probably see it banned for because like how you could review pass interference that was
Hmm.
there for like a season
Yeah.
and then it got dropped.
Hmm.
They're kind of hoping that this is one of those cases
Yeah.
because and I think it's really agreed that it's an automatic first down. They get 15 yards, and there's
Hmm.
one other thing, or maybe it's just the
Yeah.
automatic first down in the 15 yards. I was sitting there like because like the hip drop tackle is not even like fucking like
No.
super and like what happens if like
There.
you are wrapped
Yeah.
around and you just like
Drop.
you fall,
Yeah.
like is that going to be called for a
A
hip
hip
drop?
drop. Yeah.
Like it's going to be so hard for them to
I saw a lot of memes, and it was like of Josh with his like 1,000 yard stare. It was like
hmm
Josh Allen with his 500 yard passing with like
hmm
6 TDs,
yeah
watching Patty Mahomes win the AFC Championship because they got a hip drop in the last 20 seconds,
hmm
and you're just like, I've been seeing a lot of those. I'm like, ah, yes,
I haven't looked at the new like I
but
haven't seen because apparently the XFL has been doing it.
UFL,
Is it
yeah,
UFL?
they've united the two now. It's the
Oh,
UFL,
okay.
yeah.
Like so,
So the kicker is in his normal spot
yes.
at the 35 yard line.
And the teams is like 45, and then the
The
offensive
On the
team,
30. Or
yeah,
no, they're on the 45, they're on the 40.
and they're 5 yards apart.
Yep. And they cannot move until the returner leaves the target zone, which
I
is
thought
the
as they touch the ball.
so
If they touch the ball, they're allowed. And then, but there's three different ways. Because did you see the three touchback rules?
yes. So if
Okay,
it
I'll stop interrupting you.
so if it hits in the end zone, it gets pulled out to the 35.
Which is that's wild to me.
Yes. But that
That's
also, I mean, for strategy wise though, I think that kind of like is a big thing
why.
because if it lands within
Are you talking about
the
for offensive or defensive?
for the kickers, for the kicking team,
Uh huh.
it adds a little bit of strategy to it. Um, and it also forces your kicker
But
to
I'm
like
asking
be
you though,
accurate.
like what strategy?
So because if it lands within the target zone, the 20 yard line to the end zone and rolls into the end zone, it only comes out to the 20 yard line.
Yeah, and I get that.
And I think like if you are a good enough kicker and you can dot it in those fucking corners, like on the 2, 3 yard line on
hmm
either side and get it to roll in,
hmm
so that the returner either has to like go all the way over there
But
or
if
is
I
forced to
remember
grab
right,
it.
that box does not extend to the end zone. I believe it only goes to like the 15 or the 10-yard line. I thought I saw.
No, it goes to the end zone.
I'd have to go back and look at the video that they had.
Um, yeah, it goes into the end zone. And then I didn't see the third touchback rule. Those are the only two that I know of. It's the target zone and in the end zone.
I believe the other one's um
Fair catch.
yeah, I think the fair catch they go to the 25.
Okay. Um, but yeah, like I'm interested to see it, and the UFL, like I think it's probably for the same thing, like juicing up touchdowns, because UFL has a lot of kick
Yes.
returns for touchdowns, and it's based off of that, the format that they have for it. So I think you're right on thinking that like they're wanting to get more touchdowns because that's what they
That's
believe
that's
people are showing up to watch football for.
yeah.
And honestly, I'm not. I'm there for the fucking big hits.
Speaking of big hits to the defense, Aaron Donald did
Yep.
retire. Well, we were driving to Arizona when I
Yep.
got that news, so
We cried a little bit.
I was
Yeah.
upset.
We
I'm
cried,
glad
hugged.
for him, because he said like I just don't have the, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's not like forcing himself,
Hmm.
and he can kind of go out on top
Yeah.
opposed to like
Because what he's been Pro Bowl all pretty much all 7 seasons,
so he
except for
played
like
for he
one.
played for 10.
Okay, 10.
He was uh
I'm
was
pretty sure he was in the
he
Pro Bowl for like every single season. And he was like,
No, I think he's 8 out of 10
okay.
because it was him and another defensive player that, or no, him and Barry Sanders had like they both played for 10 years,
Hmm.
and they both had like either it's like all like the All Pro team they had eight.
Hmm.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're in Pro Bowl all 10 years,
Because he
and
was only
they're
first team.
and I think the first pros I think that
Yeah.
he only did it 8 times
Yeah.
like Barry Sanders, and then 3-time defensive player of the year. He's tied
Hmm.
with that record. Um,
He had a great
Super Bowl
career.
champion.
Yeah.
Definitely be a first class or first ballot Hall of Famer.
Hmm.
Him, Jason Kelsey,
Yeah.
Fletcher Cox also just
Hmm.
retired. Um, so he's probably going to be definitely getting into the Hall of Fame. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I mean, with like how kind of stacked that class is going to be, I don't know.
Hmm.
It'll be first ballot,
Yeah.
but not to say that Fletcher Cox is bad, but
No.
just right now it's
With
looking
who's
pretty.
all in there?
It's
Yeah.
just looking really stacked right
Yeah.
now. But yeah, I mean, I hope it's one of these things where like he's retired, he stays retired, not
Hmm.
retires, and then like,
Comes
oh, I
back in a couple
missed,
of
and he
years.
plays for a different team,
Yeah.
and he looks fucking. I don't want to say looks terrible, but he
Hmm.
doesn't look as good as he used
Yeah.
to, and shit like that.
Yeah. Um, then there was a lot of free agency that happened
Yeah,
on our week that we missed and while we're on vacation.
yeah. So one that just dropped today, Josh Reynolds. He was the wide receiver with the Lions. He
Mhm.
played with Jared Goff and the Rams, and they
Yeah.
both went over to Detroit together. He's getting picked up by Denver.
Mhm.
And Tre'Davious White, who was he played for the Bills. He signed a 1 year
Mhm.
with the Rams. Those were two that I wrote down.
Yeah. And then there's Russell Wilson, Justin
Did we
Fields.
not talk about?
No, we didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, Russell Wilson, Justin, like the Steelers picked up a lot of people. It
yeah,
was
and I
hard to
think
keep
it's.
track of how many people the Steelers picked up.
I hope that Justin Fields does learn a good bit
Yeah.
from.
And that's what
Um,
Mike Tomlin said is that, like we're gonna have Russ starting,
mhm.
and then once Justin Fields is ready to play
The
Steelers
Steelers
football,
look like they're doing all the right
yeah,
moves.
it
Like,
looks like they're making the right decisions.
yeah,
Because
I'm
they got
excited
it.
to see them.
What I saw was that they got a new GM this year too.
I didn't even
Yeah,
notice.
and so like that Mike Tomlin's been hyping up the GM. He's like, hey, he's doing all the right things. Like we're
Well, if the GM's gonna be the one that potentially is trying to hire him back, I can
yeah.
kind of see where,
Mhm.
yeah.
And like from the stuff that I saw is that Mike Tomlin and the GM are working together on this together.
Which, yeah, good
Yeah.
man.
And like it's not like a Bill Belichick kind of thing where like
He
he's
was
yeah,
all of it.
yeah. It's a team effort on this, and the GM's been able to make great deals to fucking pretty much steal.
Besides the
It's just
Steelers,
straight up robbery what they're doing.
who else do you see like that you're excited for that had been making like free
Who did
agent moves?
Sneed go to?
Ladarius Sneed.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, he was the one that was from. He got transferred from Kansas City.
Yeah.
Fuck, it wasn't the Saints, was it?
I think it might have been the Saints. But yeah, like seeing Sneed leave KC after winning two Super Bowls in a row.
You gotta go where that money's at,
Yeah.
though.
And it's just like um uh Daniel Jones or was it
Mac Jones
Mac
going
Jones
to Jaguars.
going to the Jaguars. I mean it's not like I'm excited for it, but I'm like sitting there like why do you why are you taking this guy to be your backup for Trevor Lawrence? And then dude,
Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, Steelers also signed um Cardell Patterson,
oh
but
yes.
I'm assuming you're gonna have to get rid of one of your running backs. Like you have, was it Ward,
Jalen Warren
Harris,
and Najee Harris.
and you have like those are three pretty good running back. Like, do you really need all
Maybe
three?
it's just the strategy that they're coming up with so that they can keep on having guys fresh.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
And with Arthur Smith being the run heavy offensive coordinator that he is, and they're just going to keep on cycling through running backs just to keep them all fresh and have them
Oh,
good
sorry,
legs.
the Titans trade for Ladarius Sneed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Titans do.
Ooh, the Titans.
Um,
Oh, and then there's Saquon that went to
the Eagles.
the Eagles. That's going to be huge. There was a lot of memes that came out like Saquon staring down
Did we talk?
Jalen Hurts after he runs like 90 yards
Yeah,
just for the touch.
for the tush push.
Yeah,
Yeah. Did we talk about Kirk Cousins going to the
to Atlanta. No, we
Falcons?
didn't talk about Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons.
I'm just kind of looking at ESPN
Derrick
here.
Henry going to
Oh,
fuck. Who did he go to?
it's one of those like teams where I was just like, oh, he went to Baltimore.
Yeah, he went to
But
Baltimore.
Odell Beckham Jr. He's out of
Yeah.
Baltimore. He's a
Yep.
free agent now. Um,
Which I honestly I
potentially,
don't know who's gonna pick up Odell. He hasn't performed the last.
He did well with the Rams. He
Yeah,
did
he
well with
did
the
well with the
Rams.
Rams.
I think it's just you have to get like a coach that's just not gonna deal with the
Yeah.
diva bullshit.
Hmm.
And he's gonna want to go. I mean, I would love the Rams to pick
Yeah.
him back up. I don't think it's necessary for us to pick him back
Hmm.
up. Um, Dak Prescott apparently is probably not going to get an extension from
Yeah.
Dallas, according to an Instagram thing I saw. So you know
Yeah.
how reliable
They were
that
talking
is.
about that when I was getting my haircut too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was on the
Uh,
TV, and we're also talking about it.
um, Gardner Minshew's going to the Raiders.
Hmm.
Um,
Like
oh, I believe Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield are both going to Tampa Bay. Like they're going
they're
back to
staying.
Tampa
Yeah.
Bay. So that's great for Tampa Bay.
Hmm.
Um, there was a big signing from the Saints, and I'm trying to remember who the fuck it was.
I'm trying. Like, there's been so much in free agency.
Can you pull up that like how we did it the other day? Because you had like that whole list of like news things
Oh,
through.
well, it was because we did the links of like the ESPN links,
Yeah, like
and
how did you find that so that you can kind of look at like the top news stories? It's just to like refresh my brain. Is that really what you did?
yeah,
Oh, what? That's
yeah.
crazy. I didn't know you do this. Sex offender. Where did I see that?
What?
Sex offender fired. Jags employee gets 220 years. What the fuck is that?
Where are you seeing this?
Right there. Under the Gardner Johnsons. Up. Which one? Right there.
What?
So I'm assuming a sex offender didn't fire a Jags employee. I'm assuming the fired person was the sex offender.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Oh, Bengals. Jamar Chase has yet to discuss extension. Ooh, that's big. I'm really nervous about the Jag or the Bengals because they lost. Oh fuck, what's that guy's name? He was the fucking T Higgins. T Higgins, I
Yeah.
believe, left the Bengals. So I'm nervous about them.
Tyler Boyd went to the Steelers, I thought.
Oh, I think you're
From
right.
from the Bengals, yeah. NFL approval of Tom Brady's purchase into Raiders making progress.
Yeah, he wants to buy. Apparently, according to Dana White, apparently instead of going to Tampa Bay, Dana White was trying to get the Raiders to pick up Tom Brady and Gronk a couple
Oh,
years, like whenever that whole
yeah.
thing was going down, and he said that John Gruden fucked it up.
Yeah, so source Steelers to sign ex-Falcons running back Cordell Patterson.
Keenan Allen got traded. Who did Keenan Allen? When did Keenan Allen get traded?
Where you seen that?
That's the top, the like third from the top, right there. You just passed it inside the Charger trade that blindsided Keenan Allen.
We're pulling that one up.
Oh wait, you going to the Bears?
What?
Oh
So the
shit!
Bears are building. Oh yeah, fuck, dude. The Bears have been building up to get
Yeah,
Caleb Williams.
yeah. Not. Oh,
Oh, eepy pup.
oh
Hmm.
baby.
Oh, baby. Yeah, like I wish we could say more specifics on it, but there has been so much in free agency over the past 2 weeks.
Oh, that's the problem here.
Yeah,
Because like here's the thing, we almost recorded Wednesday before we left,
yeah.
and then something happened, and then we talked about doing it Thursday, and
And
then
then work. Oh, it was me?
you try to stay up all night to get yourself ready
Oh,
for the
yeah,
because
it
on when
was.
we were leaving
Yeah.
for our trip, we were gonna do night driving. So you stayed up all day, and I was like,
That's what it
"Hey, do you
was.
want to
Yeah.
record?" And you're like, "No, I'm
Yeah.
good." And I was like, "All right,"
Okay, yeah.
not to put the blame on you, but
It was, yeah, kind of on me, but also I was prepping for the trip.
yeah.
And I got us into like
No, you got as far.
3 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
before I switched over.
yeah, you went far. Look on the free agency tab. I wonder if that kind of
Where are you seeing that at?
right up top. Yeah, James Winston did go to the Browns. I do that one. The ranking the best remaining free agents down. Oh wait, is that a new one? Is that a different one? Oh, okay, that's a different one, but that works. Oh, but this is signs. I was doing free
Yeah.
agents that are left.
Well, we can do sign
Okay.
just so we can kind of have a
Yeah, Kirk
refresher.
Cousins
So
going to
Kirk
the
Cousins,
Falcons.
Austin Eckler,
Where's Bobby Wagner going? Cincinnati. Oh, Commanders. Sorry, I'm not wearing my
yeah.
glasses.
Marcus Mariota is going
I
to
saw the Commanders, which like poor Marcus.
Zach Ertz to the Commanders, Don Fowler.
Holy shit, you're going fast. I'm trying to
I'm like,
fucking.
I'm trying to go for like
You're going for like huge names, huh?
big names. Micah Davis or Michael Davis,
Went to the
Commanders.
Jesus Christ, Commanders. You're bulking up. Oh, Brandon McManus
Reeves is
goes.
also going to Washington.
Did Brandon McManus also go to the Commanders?
Dude, the fucking load.
Who
So
isn't going to the Commanders?
the Commanders and Bears are fucking stacking up, dude.
Oh, I thought that was Michael Pittman, but no, it's Anthony Pittman. Familiar. You're going too fast for me.
Yeah, I'm going back up to the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jump to the top ranked. So quarterbacks.
Kirko.
Is it just lagging on me?
Yeah, you got the little spinning one.
Top ranked.
Where did Austin Eckler go? Right there. There.
He went to the Commanders.
Jesus Christ. Where are you seeing that? I don't see that.
Washington didn't try and re-sign Anthony Ginn,
Oh.
but did need another pair. Brian Robinson and Chris Rodriguez. Eckler has been a productive back.
2-year deal, too.
For 11.43 mil. So top wide receiver. Okay, there's no wide receiver. No tight end. Unless it's loading. All right, but still. Lots of free agency madness happened.
Do you want to go back and see like who's left for free agents, or
Yeah, we can. Actually, that's a
is
good.
that one right there?
Is this it?
Oh no, never mind. That's not it. We just backspace twice. It should take us to where we were originally. Nah. I meant.
I know.
Oh, here
Fucking
we
with
go.
it.
Okay, 100 available players. This is good. Oopsie daisy.
All right. Yeah. Well, we're already over an hour on recording.
Yeah, I was sitting there nervous. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll be able to
So
get a
we'll
gym
just kind
before
of
the
go.
haircut. Unless we, well, if we did a pretty fast.
Is your
gym
haircut
day.
at 4?
4, yeah.
I might as well just go take you to your car.
Yeah, it is ready. Yeah, while you're doing the brag, I want to take a piss.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna adjust my seat and camera so I can look at this. So March Madness has been all over the place this year. You obviously probably know where I'm leaning for. It's Iowa State going all the way. They were a 2 seed in the Midwest or in the East Conference or in the East bracket. So we'll just kind of go over that then. So UConn was the 1 seed with Iowa State at the 2 seed. The 3 seed was Illinois, whose Iowa State is playing now in the Sweet 16 or tomorrow. Oh, a big upset that happened in the East was Yale. Number 13 Yale beat Auburn, and then San Diego State whooped them up in the second round. Northwestern beat FAU. And then UConn whooped up on Northwestern, and now it's going to be UConn versus San Diego State, and it's probably going to end up being UConn winning over San Diego State. Which I'll be genuinely surprised if San Diego State does win. Um, BYU got fucked up by Duke and C or something like that. Yeah. Uh, then going into the South, Texas A&M whooped up on Nebraska. James Madison beat Wisconsin, and then they ended up just getting whooped up on by Duke. Oakland beat Kentucky, number 14 Oakland. That was a huge game. Fucking, I forgot the dude's name. He scored 30 points just off. He hit 10 3-pointers. 3 10 points. Um, yeah, he absolutely fucking dominated over them, and then he didn't perform against NC State, which NC State beat Texas Tech. Going into the Midwest, huge game that was fucking controversial was the Kansas Samford game. They had a fucking egregiously called shooting foul that was a block that would have taken it into it would have led towards a Samford win. At least that's what everybody's predicting. But it ended up going the other way. Kansas started pulling away and ended up with the dub. But then, ball doesn't lie. And Gonzaga fucking whooped up on Kansas, 89-68. Creighton is still going strong. They're in the Sweet 16, going up against Tennessee, which is going to be a tough matchup for them.
I'm in my gym outfit now.
Grand Canyon beat St. Mary's in the West. That was a huge upset. So for the Sweet 16, my predictions. So we got the first games that are coming up in the East. UConn versus San Diego State. I'm thinking UConn's going to win that. And then I think,
Wait, you say UConn?
yeah,
Okay,
UConn's going to win over San Diego State.
I will agree with you.
Um, I'm going to biased opinion, but also
You want to throw that out there?
biased opinion, but also from the sports side, I definitely believe Iowa State is the better team than Illinois. Um, and then Houston versus Duke. Duke's got to, I mean, I talked some shit on Duke earlier in the year, but Duke has a chance to fucking beat Houston. Do I believe they're actually going to do it? No, but they have a chance to. And if it happens, then that will be quite the upset, in my opinion. This is in the South. And then NC State is playing, number 11 NC State is playing number 2 Marquette. And this is going to be a game. NC State has showed up every single game that they played in. Not every single win has been, beautiful or like perfect, but they are gritty enough and they have the drive to fucking win it. I don't know if Marquette is going to be ready for NC State.
You're really shaking my camera up here.
Yeah, I know, shaking mine too. Purdue versus Gonzaga.
I mean, I want to get rid of this table anyway. It's fucking super rickety.
All right, let's get rid of it. I personally believe Purdue is going to win, mainly just because they have a fucking 7'3" center that is just he's good. He's all around a great player. And if Gonzaga can beat them, in a perfect world, Gonzaga beats them, so that Iowa State has a better chance. At our Houston fucking beats them if they make it all the way through. Creighton against Tennessee. I want to go for Creighton here. but I honestly don't know if Creighton's going to pull it away.
Creighton can do it. Creighton by a million.
Creighton has a chance though. Like it's going to be a good game to watch. Creighton versus Tennessee. Clemson versus Arizona. I'm honestly kind of going for Clemson on this one. Yeah, they've done a good job whooping up on people. And then North Carolina is going to beat Alabama. I already can tell on that one. In my honest prediction, I want to see Iowa State and UConn in the Elite Eight, NC State and Houston, Gonzaga versus Creighton, North Carolina versus Clemson. And then from there, Iowa State into the Final Four, Houston in the Final Four against Creighton. And then probably going to be North Carolina against Iowa State. Or no, yeah, in the Final Four. And then Iowa State wins it all the way because Iowa State's the best, greatest of all time, best team we've ever had. We're going all the way. We're going for the ship. But I don't know. I doubt it. But still.
We ready to wrap this one up?
Yeah, if I can find my
Matty Light.
fucking mouse. All right, well, thank you guys all for coming for our first episode back in the MattCast. I am Matty Light, joined by my co-host Matty Heavy, and then Jules, the Jules Cast. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. Oh, happy Easter.
Happy tip your wait staff.
Yep.